about the magnitude of domestic violence. Abuse. Abuse is like a generational curse. It does not end with the immediate victim. It does not end with immediate abuser. It continues. It's like a cycle. The moment abuse comes into a family, it continues with the next generation, to the next one, to the next one, and like that, until there comes a divine intervention. And many times before this divine intervention comes, a lot of harm would have been caused. You're an abuser today, abusing your husband or your wife. Your children are watching. The children are silently taking sides. They're either agreeing with the dad or they're agreeing with the mom. And they're forming their own opinions of what life should be. Tomorrow they become married. They become fathers. They become mothers. The things they are bought from you, yes, I mean they bought it from you. You sold it to them. It forms the foundation for their own homes. It is either the woman becomes a victim because she has grown to see her mother abused and she has believed that women ought to be used like rag. And so she enters a home where she'll be abused. Or at another extreme, she saw her mother being abused and she had sworn that any man that will marry her will smell pepper. She's ready for the man. So she goes into the marriage with a mindset of dealing with the man. The abuse continues. It may be your son. The son was on the side of the father. Or maybe you were the type that had told your son that it is good to beat a woman. So he has really flexed his muscles, ready for the wife, the woman that will come into his home. And the person will become the doormat. Or he has become afraid of women generally. Or he has become, he has grown so empathetic with his mother. He said, no, any woman I'm going to marry will not suffer the things my mother suffered in the hands of my father. I'm going to pamper her. I'm going to pet her. I'm going to take anything and everything from her. And then he gets married to a woman and decides to make himself so gullible, he becomes the abused. Can you see? Abuse is a chain. It moves from one person to another, from one generation to another. The best way is to cut it from you. Let me cut it from me, my own side. If I'm an abuser, let me end it. If you're an abuser, end it. So that we don't pass it on to our children. I was talking at a place one time and the child asked me, excuse me, what can you do? If every time you watch your dad beating your mom as a teenager, what can you do? That child is living in trauma. A 9-year-old asked a question in a pastor's children forum. She asked, what can you do? Every time you see your father, your mom and your dad, they are fighting. And after fighting, they will go to church and they will preach. I don't like it. That was a child of 8 or 9 years old. So can you see the seed we are sowing? Many of our children are traumatized. Many of them, they are behaving in weird manners because of the level of abuse they are facing. Even if you don't abuse them directly, some fathers say, I take care of my children, they are okay. Some women will say, I don't care what happens so far, my children are okay. I protect them from that animal I'm living with. You're not protecting them. They are being abused. And abuse goes in cycle. Ladies and gentlemen, let's end abuse today. Violence in the society will reduce. Problem in homes will reduce. There will be peace if you stop yours and I stop mine. May God help us to curtail abuse so that we don't create more generational problems in the mighty name of Jesus. God bless you for following me thus far. I remain your friend Ijoma Igwesi, Family Matters Nigeria, and I will say come your way again soonest. Remain blessed.